her? You see her, don't you? She's beautiful. Wait till you see her, Albert. Hi, Dilly. Not yet. Not yet.
Who presents this woman to this man?
I do.
You may receive your bride. And the rest of you may be seated. Albert, Crystal, you stand before me today with the purpose of establishing a new and a beautiful relationship. The relationship of husband and wife. Marriage is indeed a very special opportunity that you have of making a public commitment of yourselves to each other. In the beginning, God created man and woman with the intent to be a team. So we read in the second chapter of Genesis, therefore a man leaves his father and mother and embraces his wife, and they become one flesh. And I have a strong suspicion this afternoon that you know your love for each other is about as deep as it could be, or you would not be standing here in front of me. I also have a belief that love is much like a mustard seed, which is one of the smallest seeds we plant in the garden, and yet it grows into one of the biggest plants. And I have a tendency to see your deep love for each other today as being like that mustard seed that's just now being planted, because I also have a suspicion that your love hasn't reached its peak yet. That's still to come, for I'm deeply convinced as you work together as a team, as husband and wife, you'll find that your love continues to grow, to blossom, to mature. Till years from now you'll look back and say, oh my goodness, how great our love has grown. And that is something tremendous to look forward to. Marriage is a sacred and intimate trust. It was begun by God and entered into with reverence and sincerity. For marriage is a commitment of love. And we know that God is the source of love. Love has brought you together, and now you're choosing to share your lives with each other. Are you willing to make that commitment to each other today? If you're faithful to the vows you're about to make, I'm also deeply convinced you will find great satisfaction in your lives together. And usually at this point in the ceremony, I ask the bride and groom to turn and face each other and hold hands. You are anxious to get there. But Albert, think of those hands you're holding. They're loving, caring, tender, giving hands, for Crystal is giving to you her love, her life, her devotion. Do you promise to her your undivided love and devotion? Then repeat after me. I, Albert, take you, Crystal.
I, Albert, take you, Crystal,
To be my life's companion.
to be my life's companion,
To be your loving and faithful husband.
to be your loving and faithful husband,
To have and to hold,
having to hold,
for better or worse,
better or worse,
in riches or in poverty,
riches or poverty,
in sickness or in health.
sickness or health,
I will love and respect you
love and respect,
until death parts us. And Crystal, think of those hands that are holding your hands. For Alfred's giving to you the richest and noblest treasure any woman could ever receive. For he's giving to you his love, his life, his devotion. Do you promise to him your undivided love and devotion? So repeat after me. I, Crystal, take you, Albert, to be my life's companion, to be your loving and faithful wife, to have and to hold, for better or worse, in riches or poverty,
riches or poverty,
in sickness or in health.
sickness or in health.
I will love and respect you
I will love and respect you.
until death parts us. Now, the vows you've just exchanged with each other are indeed an intimate trust to each other. And I would challenge you to be faithful to those vows as long as you both live. The wedding rings that you're about to exchange are much more than just precious metals. They're also symbols of very precious, very important promises that you've made to each other. Say, Albert, now would be a wonderful time to place a ring on Crystal's hand. And repeat after me. This ring I give you
This ring I give you
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
as a promise of my loyalty.
promise of my love.
And you may finish placing the ring. And Crystal, you may return the honor. And repeat after me. This ring I give you
This ring I give you
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
as a promise of my loyalty.
promise of my loyalty.
And you may finish placing the ring. The rings are indeed just symbols, but it is my prayer for you that people will know you're one by your love, your care, your devotion to each other. Traditionally, the wedding rings are symbols of unity, harmony, longevity, and it's also my prayer for you that your life together will be one of unity and harmony as long as you both live. And notice I use the word unity, not uniformity. If you haven't figured it out, and the smiles tell me you have, you will find things to disagree about. And you're discovering that does not destroy unity. That's merely a reflection of the fact that you are two very special, very unique people who are choosing to share their lives with each other. Paul, in the 13th chapter, 1 Corinthians, paints a beautiful word picture of what love looks like in action. And I'm partial to the Message paraphrase that reads something like this. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strut. Doesn't have a swelled head. Doesn't force itself on others. Isn't always me first. Doesn't fly off the handle. Doesn't keep a record of the mistakes of others. Doesn't throw a party when others fail. Takes pleasure in the flowering of food. Puts up with anything. Trusts God always. Love always looks for the best. Never looks back. It keeps going to the end. So let the wedding rings also be a reminder, a symbol, if you will, of that kind of love. And lastly, notice the beauty and the value of the rings themselves. They will never compare to the beauty and the value that you see in each other. And that beauty and value that you see in each other will only continue to increase as you work together as a team, as husband and wife. It is now indeed my honor and my privilege as a minister and as authorized by the state of Nevada to pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
Woohoo! Oh, kiss her.
Mama, before the